Hey, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is another one by SLJ. So hopefully, like and subscribe. I just barely got the channel, so this needs to start picking up, and this definitely is taking time out of my day. So hopefully, you guys appreciate the content. I want you guys all to know that I came across a story that kind of made me sick to my stomach, and hopefully you feel the same way. This is about a married couple. They happen to be two males that adopted two kids, which were both boys, and I believe they were definitely under the age of puberty. So they did not think in those terms as far as sexual activity, and they adopted it from a Christian organization. So yeah, I'm gonna roll the clip, and hopefully, you guys could understand my reaction to this.
Uncensored.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored, and thank you for joining for our second half hour. Now, this case shows the horrible and ugly side of adoption. Two gay men in Georgia who adopted two boys have been arrested. Police say William and Zachary Zullock were sexually violating the boys and recording the vicious acts on camera, making child pornography. This kind of case is a worst fear for people who are against gay couples adopting. We have to note it's also very rare those adoptions end in sexual abuse or child pornography.
Well, I know he put a lot of disclaimers as far as this is rare. I don't know how rare on this because if they didn't get caught, they never got caught. Now, these are we're talking about two boys that are under the age of puberty, so their mentality is they don't really have sexual thoughts in their brain. I understand we live in a social media area, so they're probably being exposed to God knows what prior to the age of 18. That I understand, but there's no excuse for a Christian organization to adopt kids to a same sex marriage. It's anti Christian, it's anti biblical, it's anti whatever you want to say, it's anti. So if you want to be a gay couple and do whatever you got to do, and if you decide the urge to adopt two kids or any child for that matter, then it should be under the context of an organization that doesn't preach our biblical religion. So let me continue with that clip.
Like this one did. My guests continue that conversation tonight.
Obviously, this has started a lot of naysayers to talking. Many conservatives who said this, they've said all along we shouldn't allow same-sex couples to adopt children. When you hear individuals say that, Mike, your thoughts on that kind of reaction to this kind of case?
Well, one, that's not based in facts. At the end of the day, adoption decisions should be based on what's in the best interest of the child. And abusive parenting is wrong, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity.
Now, as you can see, this gentleman happens to be of that same sex mentality. He's gay, obviously. So if that's the case, you're trying to change our religion by to fit your terms. Now, if you want to change our religion to fit your narrative, you do what you got to do. But you cannot justifiably look us in the eye and tell us we have to abide by your terms. So if you want to do what you got to do what you got to do. Live and let live. But don't mess with our ideology. Simple as that. So there's no way a Christian organization should be giving up two boys to a same-sex marriage. And if they're doing that, they're going against our biblical religion. And if you can't respect that, then obviously you don't respect our religion. And if you care that little bit about our thought process, our religion, our indoctrination, then why should we care about yours? Quite frankly, it's live and let live, but you're not allowing us to live our terms.
Identity or a religious belief system. And by that standard and definition, we should be we shouldn't allow our kids to be adopted by people who are from faith communities, people who are potentially even Catholic, or people who are even passionate about Boy Scouts, because all these factors have contributed to some form of child molestation. When you think of Josh Duggar, when you think of
What they go is from one extreme to the other. Just because we don't practice it doesn't mean a complete secular world is not going to practice it themselves. No, you're going one extreme to the other. We don't need to follow those terms. But that doesn't mean just because we're Christian, you're going to cut us out of the situation. That's exactly what happened in the school systems. The school systems quite literally said separation between church and state, which was a misplaced slogan, by the way. It had no relevance into art in today's context. We're just using it to apply it in a way that's really manipulative and quite honestly disgusting. So if you want to go same-sex marriage adoption agency for your organizations, then go ahead and do that. I understand that. I agree with it. That's fine. You could do what you got to do. But that doesn't mean that we're completely out of the loop as far as adopting children. Because quite frankly, you guys have a big chunk of the money. Why do you guys have a big chunk of the money? Because you guys already sold yourself to one ideology. And it doesn't even have to, I'm not even talking about money. Literally, this is right and wrong. And if you don't see how two males are having sex with little boys is wrong, and then pimping those boys out, and even worse, that it's a Christian organization allowing this to happen. No, I mean, come on. I'm Catholic, so there's no way that I'm gonna come to terms with your naysaying, the fact that you're gay and you got that card and you want to roll that boat. Well, then go ahead and do that. But do you, boo? But that doesn't mean I gotta be thinking that ideology. I don't have to buy into that flag. I don't have to do none of that. So if you don't buy into us, that's fine. But our schools should, quite honestly, should bring Christianity back into the schools. With the fact that you completely threw it out of the context, made it quite clear that you're teaching the opposite of our religion. Now, this used to be a Christian community. This used to be a Christian family. This used to be a Christian utopia. The Americas used to be like this. The fact that we threw completely threw our ideology out of the picture. That what do you think they're indoctrinating now? They're indoctrinating your belief system, which quite frankly I don't agree with a lot of the stuff. But you live and let live. Now I'm not going to live and let this go because certain people do deserve the death penalty, and if it's prior to the age of puberty, then I don't understand how you view those as sexual objects. It's prior to the age of puberty. They're not even sexually active at that point. So it's quite frankly disgusting. It's disgusting. Now if you're siding by that and you're pushing that, I mean, you know where your thought process
Of
is.
just in Louisiana last week, a woman stabbed her kids because of a custody dispute, and she was in a heterosexual relationship. So this type of abuse is not immune or not just siloed to one particular community. This is something that we all should be aggressively fighting against.
Jack,
No, I agree. I agree with that one statement that this gentleman meant about a woman stabbing her own children. That goes to show where we're thinking of. It's best interest of the child does not mean best interest of your ideology. A woman literally should not be killing kids because kids should be protected. But that doesn't change the fact that we don't have a right to adopt. So at that point, you're literally saying nobody should be adopting. No, I mean you adopt, you vet, you allow, you process, and you completely understand that kids need to be raised with morals, ethics, respect to grow up and to be good people into the society. And by good people, I don't mean they got to work a 9 to 5. I don't mean they got to be feeding this cultural machine in order for it to work. Because quite frankly, we've lost a lot of what makes us us, which are good, kind-hearted people. Now, certain people they don't want to believe what we believe, and that's fine. But this literally I know I'm going off on a rant, but this literally made me sick to my stomach. These people need to, they really deserve the death penalty. And I'm not saying even the death penalty in the way that we do the death penalty, because it's just a long process. It never ends. And I mean, the death penalty is a joke here, especially in California. I mean, quite frankly, they're never going to be executed. I mean, at least in Texas, sooner or later they'll get it done, but even that's taking forever. So I don't believe in killing people, but certain people do not deserve to be walking around this earth if they have a thought process that is not conclusive to life, man. I mean, you literally killed those kids' life. You took away their soul, you took away their innocence, and they're not even sexually active. So, yeah, I mean, if you can't use your heart, use your anger, because sometimes anger is needed, and you can't always be happy all the time. Sometimes you need to just handle your business.
Like Vincent, your position on this, when many conservatives have said now this is why same-sex couples should not be allowed to adopt children.
Yeah, I understand they're saying conservatives. This is on the lap of the conservatives, but I mean, you don't have to be conservative to recognize right and wrong, and that's just wrong. So if you want to be on the side of wrong, then go ahead. But you can't look us straight in the eye and say this is a conservative movement. That because we're conservative, that's right. No, hell no. You are wrong, period. And if you are wrong in that sense of the word, and you're willing to back that process up and pedophilia to the to that degree, as prior to the age of puberty, then you know what? You're an issue too, homie. You're an issue too.
Well, along those same lines, I think that I think that allowing same-sex couples to adopt can cause some issues as terms of confusion for the children. But for me to sit here and say that there's not been same-sex couples who have raised well acclimated children is just false. But it would also if you say a same-sex couple is going to go out and have all of their children every not, I think they need to do psychological background testing. I think.
And yes, there are all types of contributing factors towards a child's mental health. And
Jay saying, look, this is why they should not be allowed.
This is going to reaffirm what they think.
This clip specifically because they are so pushing the same-sex marriage, and they're backing it up and they're pushing it. I mean, you're getting kids right off the bat. You're setting up wrong. 7% of the population in the Americas are supposedly saying they're gay. Well, does that fit with the narrative of the other 93% that doesn't want to see that? And if they do want to see that, I mean, why start them off on the wrong foot? So, so yeah, live and let live, but don't make us push something that is just negatively impacts the kids. I understand, as a human being, you have a right to grow your child and teach them your morals and your ethics and everything like that. But why put them off on the wrong foot? Quite seriously, because your ideology is impacting now our ideology to a point that if you're straight, you're male, and you want to be a good father, you want to be in their lives, you want to do what you got to do. That you guys are destroying the family unit. You guys are completely destroying the family unit. And I'm all about family over here. So if that's where you're going, those guys definitely deserve the death penalty, and not in the way that we do it here. So those are just my 2 cents. So hopefully you guys feel the same way and get back at me. I understand this is definitely not a fun topic. This is not something that we should be happy of. This topic makes me sick to my stomach, and quite frankly, I'm agitated. I'm annoyed, and I don't want nothing good for those people. I really don't. That's not about love. That's not about peace. That's not about compassion. That's just straight disgusting. All right, boys and girls, you guys have a good one. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the year. I understand it's January, so this 2023 is gonna be our year. So hopefully you guys feel the same way. Rock it out. Peace out. SLJ. Bye.
Think is right or what they think is wrong.